Welcome back to the Roughneck Mountain Crew YouTube channel. As always, you can find us on Facebook, itch.io, and Patreon if you would like to be a supporter. So with that being said, we're going to look at a new mod that is coming out. For this mod, you will need Terraform, better winches from Thunder, and you will also need interactive controls. Today we are going to take a look at the RMC D11 Next Gen Dozer by PDJ. And as you can see, as we go in store, this has its own category, and it is also buildable. It'll come with the rooftop, the ripper, a custom winch, and a D11 blade, or you can buy it as a whole. So if we go in and look at the Dozer, you can see that he has made many things color changeable, so we can take and change the color on the main body if we wanted to. And that'll change your main body, of course. Now we go into body accents. You can change them to different colors as well. Just to give you an idea, you can change the color of your track wheels, and I'm just throwing random colors in here so you guys can see the color change as to what changes. And then last but least, you can change the tracks. So that's a look at that. Total price on this is $996,600, and it is 858 horsepower. So that's a look at the main Dozer itself. As you come over, you've got the roof for the Dozer. As you notice, the green arrow, that is a lift point where you can lift that with a crane, so that way you can assemble it. And once again, this is fully customizable to change the color, make matching colors. Same with the ripper. He's got where you can change the color on the main body, and then you've got some accents that you can change to whatever color you desire, and that'll change your hydraulic cylinders as you see there. And then we go into the winch. Once again, it is fully customizable. You can make it whatever color you want. I'm just throwing crazy colors in there so you guys can see what color changes are able to take place. And then last but least, we have the blade. So that's a look at it in the store. As we go out, I've already got one bought here, and we are going to take a look at it. First, the main Dozer itself. As they said, you need interactive control to use this. The stairs themselves, you click on the IC, they will come down. You are able to climb up the stairs by using jump. I got my jump multiplier on, so that was a little high. And then you can take and open the engine covers on both sides here to take a look at the details inside the engine. And then once you're done there, of course, you can close the covers back up by pushing your IC nose. So we'll close that back up, and we'll go take some look at some other features on the D11 here. So as I close that up, come back up here, you'll notice you have two ICs here. The first one, when you click on that, that's going to open up, and it's going to show you a set of batteries. And then we can close that one up, and then your second tier here is going to be some tools in there. So that's a look at the outside. Now we can go inside. Once again, we'll click the IC to open the door, get inside, and we can take a look. And once inside, you'll find that you're also able to close and work the doors from the inside and out. And you will find some switches in here, such as the key to start it up. And you will notice you have lights on the top row that are worked by the IC. As you see, these ones right here and this rocker switch right here are not there yet. Reason being is because you will not get them until you put the roof on. And right now we don't have the ROPS, the rollover protection system, on, so they are not going to show up. But as you can see, you can start it up, and the displays all light up. And one of the cool features inside this vehicle is if you look outside, your ladder is down. And if we go all the way to the right bottom row and we click that, it'll pull our ladder up. And also, if you're working at night and you need to stop and check some paperwork, you click that and now you have an inside dome light. And now you can take a look at your controls and everything. So that's a look at that. And he done a really good job on this. If you steer, you'll notice that the deaccelerator works as it should. When you stop, it goes to the floor. When you start moving, it comes back up just like IRL. And he's got his steer brakes. Now the steer brakes are not 100% IRL, but that's just the physics of the game. So you've also got a CB where you can talk to other people on the job site. Now we'll jump outside and we'll take a look here. We'll come over here and I've already got it set up, but as you can see, I've got some pieces over here that came in on a low boy. So we are just going to take and grab the roof section and put the roof on that. And like I said, these green lift points are where you want to pick this up at. And you will see here in a second as I get close to them. Now, a lot of times people complain that they cannot get that stuff like this to hook up. A lot of it has to do with your hook rotation because it is hook specific as to where you can grab the piece. And the arrow is usually close to where you want to hook it. You always want to be a little bit higher than the green arrow for my likings. And that's just so it takes the bounce out of it when it hooks up. A lot of times if you're too low, it may interrupt the crane or it may give you weird happenings. So like that, as you can see, I started getting the hook node and I kept rotating my hook, and that's because of the way the arrow is facing. So we hook that up and now I have the roof. Now I am able to go into my crane controls here, and we can crane this off the trailer. Now I am using the Thrustmaster farm sticks, so some of you guys will be using controller and may not be able to do the multi-functions that I'm doing. So we can bring the roof up here. And we need to adjust our camera a little bit so I can see better. Once you get over top where you're happy where you want to set the piece, you can go ahead and set it down on a dozer. Like so. Now we'll disconnect from it. Once we disconnect from it, we can go into the dozer itself. And once we're inside the dozer, we should get the command that we can hook that up. And as you can see, it says attach tool. So now that we have attached it, and you look inside, now your other switches have showed up. So we are able to hit this switch, and as you can see, now we have our beacons. We can turn our beacons off, and we can take a look at our lights. This one is going to be your front lights. So that's going to give your front lights. Turn that off. This is going to be your rear lights. As you can see. And then last but least, this one will be the lights on your ROPS. So that's a look at that. Now that we have that all done, we are able to back up here, and I will get a command. If I get it straight, I will get a command in order to hook up to that. This also has idle turn. So if you're in a situation where you need to just do a tighter turn, you are capable of doing that with this dozer. And I've got a collision I'm hitting here. There we go. So once you take and hit that, you are able to fully functional. Now if we walk forward, we can get our blade. As you notice on the back ripper, it also has Terraform on it. You can see the 3 nodes, and you can see the screen on the right side of my screen there for your Terraform. And now we have the blade. If you look at the blade, it is fully movable. We have up and down. We have left and right tilt. And we also have forwards and backwards. Now, if any of these functions do not work for you, 90% of the time it is because you are having a conflict with a mod, and you need to go into settings and readjust stuff. So, for instance, when we was testing, some of us was having problems with turning Terraform on and off, because this blade also has a is able to knock over trees. So if I take and turn on the tree pusher, you'll see the blade turns green, and we'll just go get a tree for fun here. So if I go over here and we go into our trees, get on the right page here. So if I plant a tree right here, and with the tree thing on, we're going to go ahead and turn up the volume a little bit. I'm going to go into my settings, and where is my game volume? Right there it is. I'll go ahead and turn sound up. Turn my volume back down so you guys can hear me. So if we walk out here, I'm going to turn the Terraform on. And some of you may be familiar with Terraform on how it works. Some of you may not be. If you're not, you can always go to YouTube. There is a video on it. So we are going to go into the controls, and we're going to change our material over here. So for here, we'll make some coal to go to the coal plant. And then we'll change our texture to mud pebbles. We'll hit apply. And then we'll come down here, and it says input ratio. I like to turn that down a little bit. I like to run mine at 0.25 to start off. And then over here, if you go into your strength and stuff, I usually make out of this a 4 with this particular dozer. And then my strength, I'm going to make a 15 as I'm starting off this cut. You don't have to turn it that far up. These numbers you can play around with and discover what's better for you. Nothing is calibrated, so we're going to go calibrate to a surveyor that I have set up, and we are going to hit apply. And now I'm going to go into allow grading up. I'm going to turn that on just in case we have any low spots, and now my machine is set up. And now that my machine is set up, I can go ahead and turn the function on for my Terraform, lower my blade, and this also has where you can remove blade collisions on this particular dozer. And as you can see, we can start to cut. And as we start to cut, we're making coal. And you can keep pushing that along. I've got my step set at a negative 1.5. Usually a D11 can cut about 30 inches. So that is a look at the D11 coming out from the Roughneck Modding crew. You can watch for this in the future. Today is 6/30/2025. This probably ought to be released within the next week. So thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope you all enjoy the videos that we put out. Once again, if you need to get a hold of us, you are able to find us on Facebook, Discord. All mods will be released on itch.io, and if you would like to become a supporter to help keep the mods coming, you can all join our Patreon. So with that being said, we hope you all have a good day. Thank you. Talk to you guys later.